Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Four Horsemen Design Outer Spacemen Series 3 and 4. Alright, so if you guys have followed my videos for a while, then you've seen me express a lot of love for these awesome Outer Spacemen figures from the Four Horsemen. And if you're not familiar with the Outer Spacemen, let me give you a little bit of backstory on exactly where these guys came from. Back in the 70s, around the time Mattel's Major Matt Mason toy line was very popular, Mel Burnkratt created this awesome line of alien creatures that are designed to fit in with the Major Matt Mason toy line. These were released by Colorforms and became known as the Outer Spacemen. So fast forward all these years later, and now the Four Horsemen are working directly with original creator Mel Burnkratt to release brand new action figures based off of his awesome creations, the Outer Spacemen. Now we've already received 2 series before this, and we've also received several alpha and beta phase waves, which were just translucent colorways of these fully painted figures. But now Series 3 and Series 4 have been released, so we have the fully painted versions of these 4 brand new action figures. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. Now first up, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the awesome packaging that these figures come in. I love the packaging that is created for these new Outer Spacemen figures. One of the biggest reasons I love them so much is that they are actually designed to resemble the original packaging that the Outer Spacemen in the 70s were packaged in. They feature some brand new photographs of these new toys, but they're done in such a really cool retro style that they look just like the 1970s card backs. The back of the boxes feature some information on each of the characters and show us a photograph of the original figure from the 70s on its original card back. On top of that, we also get a look at some of the other figures from Series 3 and Series 4, right there on the back of the box. And I just absolutely love the photographs that they use for these. Now another really cool thing about the packaging, something that the Four Horsemen always do with their lines, is they make it collector friendly. So the card back actually can slide right off of the blister, and you can remove the figure, and then if you want to, you can put them back in there, and you can slide the card back on, and you have a mint on card display. So if you prefer to have your figure in the really cool 70s style packaging hanging on your wall, you can do that. And you can open them up, you can play with them a little bit, you can put them right back in there, you can put them back on display on the wall. I think that is a fantastic thing that the Horsemen do with all of their toy lines, and I always appreciate it every single time they release a new figure. So very cool there. Alright, so Series 3 features Commander Comet, the man from Venus, Mistron, the man from Hollow Earth, Electron Plus, the man from Pluto, and the very cool Alpha 7, the man from Mars. Now these figures have such a really cool retro science fiction feel to them, and I think that's one of the things that really appeals to me the most. I just love that whole retro sci-fi feel. And all of these figures look like they jump right out of one of those classic B horror movies or B science fiction films. Very cool stuff. So let's go ahead and start by looking at them all one by one here, just to kind of see exactly what we've got going on. Alright, so let's start with Alpha 7. Now, Alpha 7 is much smaller than a lot of the other Outer Spacemen figures we've received so far. He's about half the size. He only stands about, I'd say, 3 inches tall or so. And he's actually got that really classic alien look to him. You can see he's like that classic Martian look with the green skin and the antenna coming off his head. Very cool. And he even comes with one of those classic little ray guns with a little saucer dish on the front. Because of that cool little Martian look, he actually is one of my favorite figures in this entire wave. There's something about him that's totally appealing and just really draws your attention to him. So he does include a removable dome over his head, just like all of the figures in these 2 series here. And it's very simple just to pop it back on if you want to, so you can display him with or without that helmet. And then he's got the removable little ray gun, like I said, so you can have him holding that in either of his hands there. Alright, next up, let's take a look at Electron Electron Plus. You know, actually, I'm not sure what's the proper way to pronounce this, because his name just has the plus after it. So is he Electron Plus? Is he just Electron? Whatever. All I know is he is very cool looking. This guy here, when I was talking about how these guys look like they stepped right out of a science fiction movie, this guy looks like something you would have seen from an actual early B science fiction movie. This guy is fantastic looking. He's got a really cool, almost metallic silver armor on his body. He includes a ray gun with the little translucent orange piece. He's got the little box piece on the front, like a communicator box or whatever you want it to be. And he comes with a staff that kind of looks like a tuning fork with the electricity flowing in the middle of it. Very cool design, actually. And of course, he's got that same removable purple helmet, just like the other figures. So if you want to pop the helmet off, you can, or have him wearing it. Very cool design. Love him. All right, we're going to move right along to Mistron. Now, Mistron is really, really unique because this figure comes with a lot of accessories, a lot more than we've seen with some of the other figures. I mean, especially you compare him to, you know, Alpha 7. Alpha 7 is tiny and small, got you know, just the dome and the gun. Mistron here actually has got himself a staff with the little bat wings on it. He's got this really cool looking blaster that's shaped like a dragon. On top of that, he's got these large black bat wings on his back, and he's even got a cool little pointed devil tail. A lot of cool stuff going on there. And then he's got that same removable dome piece, which you can pop off if you want to, which actually reveals an awesome sculpt with a really cool white and gold paint job on his face. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to take a look at Commander Comet. Now, Commander Comet's actually the first humanoid-looking character we've received in the Outer Spacemen line so far. You can see his head is a very human-looking head, even though the character hails from the planet Venus. So you can see he's got that same removable dome. It's a pink dome. You can put it over his head or take it off to reveal the cool purple flowing hair. Love that purple hair. And kind of like the polar opposite of Mistron, he actually has a staff with wings on it. Angel-looking wings or bird wings, and he's got those same wings on his back. And then he also has himself a really cool crossbow weapon. So it's kind of neat, actually, because Mistron and Commander Comet really have that whole, like, devil-angel thing going on here, almost like the good and evil thing. And it is kind of funny how the devil character comes from Hollow Earth. Huh, interesting, huh? But still a really cool dynamic here. You've got the devil character and the angel character, and both of them are terrific designs and look fantastic in this new style. So, the Outer Spacemen figures are fantastic sculpts. They're excellent updates of the original figures from the 70s, and they have some terrific paint jobs. But that is not the only thing that makes these figures exciting. Now, if you're brand new to seeing the Outer Spacemen figures, then you're going to love this. One thing that is really cool about these guys is that the Four Horsemen actually worked closely with Onell Design so that all of the Outer Spacemen figures utilize the Glyos system. Now, if you're not familiar with the Glyos system, let me explain. Basically, what that means is that every one of these figures are completely interchangeable with each other. At every joint on the figure, you can remove the piece. So the heads are removable. You can take the arms off at the shoulder. You can take them off at the wrist joints. You can remove the legs. You can remove the boots. You can remove the feet. All of these parts are completely removable. And they all share this exact same Glyos peg system here. So you can mix and match all of the parts very simply, very easily. So if you want to take a head off of one guy, you want to pop it on the other guy, you can do just that. They pop on real nice and solid, very firm, they hold terrific, and you've got the ability to mix and match all these parts to create your own Outer Spacemen figures. So if you get bored with these guys, you just want to play around, you want to see what crazy items you can come up with, just pop off those heads and arms and weapons and mix and match all those parts and see what crazy items you can come up with. And if you've actually got any of the other Glyos figures that have been released on OnellDesign.com, you can actually mix and match all your Outer Spacemen figures with those too. So the possibilities are endless for creating your very own action figures. That is so cool, and that has so much playability to it that you can just never get bored with these guys. Because if just having these original designs on display aren't enough, you can always mix and match the parts and create your own crazy outer spaceman figures to display on the shelves. Or hey, if you like these 4 guys, but you want some more characters, you can always grab a few extras, create your own crazy aliens, and display them right alongside these guys. It's very, very cool playability. I'm a huge fan of the Glio system, and I think that the Horsemen utilizing that for the Outer Spacemen was a terrific move. So there you go, guys. That is my look at the latest series of the Four Horsemen Designs Outer Spacemen figures. I'm a huge fan of these. It's something about that whole retro science fiction feel that always draws me in and just really, really catches my attention. I think the designs are terrific. I love how these harken back to those original 1970s designs, and I think that this is one of the coolest revamps of an original toy line that has been released to date. So I would highly recommend checking these out. So, if you guys want to check out the Outer Spacemen for yourself, just head on over to www.storehorsemen.com, the official store of the Four Horsemen. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you check out more on the Glio system as well, and head on over to www.oneldesign.com and see what they've got in stock over there. Until next time.